Welcome back, Immigrant Nation. Another week, another new episode. Thank you for being here as always, and thank you for spending time with us. If you want to join our community, follow us on our social media account. Our handle is at An Immigrant's Life. It's also the best way to get in touch. If you or someone you know is interested in being a guest on the podcast, you can also send an email to at animigrant'slife@yahoo.com. Let's connect and let's share your beautiful story. Let's make it quick since house cleaning is done. Now, let's talk about this week's episode. This week's guest is a dynamic voice actor who will share her inspiring journey from Dubai to the Philippines and her pursuit of the Canadian dream, which brought both success and unexpected emptiness, but also sparking a quest for identity. Discover how she found solace through content creation and storytelling. Learn about her transition from Qatar Airways ground stewardess to becoming the captivating voice of Philippine National Railways. Tune in for insights on body shaming, raw experiences, and the profound motivation driving her creativity. And if that doesn't make you want to listen to this episode, I don't know what will. So, without further ado, let's get into the show. Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Today's guest is a voiceover actor that is a jill of all trades. She's all about meeting people and experiencing new things. Everyone, please welcome Yennybelles.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the podcast, Yenny.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, before we get into anything, why don't you tell the Immigrant Nation where they can reach you or if you want to promote anything?
So, hi, my name is Yennybelles, and you can watch my YouTube videos. Just type YENNYBELLES, and you can see my food reviews around the GTA on Instagram. That's it.
I love your page. I love the new thing that you're trying to do, the food. I love food.
Mm-hmm.
It brings us home, speaks to our soul.
Yeah.
What made you decide to go in that route?
Well, it's me not experiencing where I live now. So the history is, for almost my entire life, I've always wanted to immigrate to Canada. It has been my goal for so long that I don't even remember what I did before that. It was just my goal to get out of the Philippines and stay here in Canada and, one day possibly become Canadian and immigrate here and have my generations to come here. When I reached the goal of getting the permanent resident card, I was lost because now my goal for the past, 10 to 15, my whole life, basically, now I've reached it. What do I do now? And then I look back and I realize I did not enjoy my life because I was so focused on that one goal that I didn't even take a look at my surroundings. Oh my God, Toronto is beautiful. I did not even notice how beautiful the people are here, everyone here, because I was just so focused on getting the PR. That's what I have to do. And now I got it. And I'm like, what do I do now? I've reached it. So now I'm like, okay, let's meet the people. Let's experience things. And oh my hair, the hairs on my body just stand up, just me saying that, because it's such a deep passion of mine now to see everything. And wow, the people here, it's so diverse, and the food here is out of this world because literally it doesn't belong to any nation anymore because you're here in Canada and all the nations are here. So we kind of own each other's culture now, and everything comes together, and that's how Canada is. It's just a diverse country, beautiful things. And that's why my Instagram page is now dedicated. It's my own personal journey of looking at it in now a more relaxed state of I have no goals now. It's me just simply enjoying the things around me now.
I love that. That's beautiful. And it's such a gift too, because now you're comfortable in living in Canada, in Toronto, and now you're just discovering it afresh, like you're a real new immigrant.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's like, you know, when you watch a movie that is so good, you wish you haven't watched it.
Yeah, you wish you can watch it the first time again.
And then you get jealous at people like, you haven't watched it? Oh my God, you're so lucky. But then you
I
tell
know.
them to watch it anyway.
Mhm.
Speaking of moving to Canada, what made you decide to move to Canada?
Oh my. Damn, it's really because of the Philippines. You know, the history of me myself, my parents were OFWs. I was born in Dubai, and I have lived there for about like my entire grade school era. Went back to the Philippines, and it was totally different. I'm not, you know, Philippines is a beautiful country. It just has so many problems, really. Government, I don't even know. It's something that our generation cannot fix, in my opinion. The first time that I realized that I needed to get out of that country was when I reached third year high school and we were studying geometry. The things that I was studying in third year high school in the Philippines, I already know since my third grade in Dubai. And from that on, I knew, oh no, this country is so left behind. Because a third grader anywhere, because our curriculum in Dubai was based on the UK curriculum. So to me, in my head, I knew, oh no, my third graders around the world are just as equally as smart as the third year high school people in the Philippines. And I didn't want my generations to come to actually, you know, experience that. We're so left behind in education. It's true. And then the final straw that really, really struck me is when my father had cancer. And we all know the health system in the Philippines, it really sucks. My parents have been away from the Philippines paying taxes. So much money has been put into the country from them being an OFW. And when my father got cancer, we lost so much money because the healthcare wasn't really as supportive. We were lining up at 2 a.m. in the morning in Manila, dark as hell. So many people lining up. Like you're looking at people who has no legs, people with like breathing problems, asthma, cancer everywhere, tuberculosis. Like we're all just lining up at 2 a.m. trying to get into the public hospital because we have no funds. The hospital system kind of sucks. It's a first come, first serve basis. And you don't even know if you can get in that day. We spent 3 days lining up, 2 a.m. in the morning.
Thank you, Lord.
I couldn't believe it because this is my home. You know, you're talking about my citizenship here. I am a Filipino. Why am I not receiving care from my own country? And my father and my mother, they've been working their asses off their entire lives. And they're there 2 a.m. in the morning, old people trying to get in. And then when we finally did get in, I'm getting emotional because I can still remember that day when I said, I'm leaving this country for good, regardless of what happens to me. My mother told me, you have to go home now because we can't fit in the charity ward of Philippine General Hospital in Manila. My father he couldn't talk, he couldn't move. He's just laying in bed because there's so much things on him that, you know, nurses stuck stuff on him. We were 30 people in one room. I didn't know where my mother was sleeping. I thought there was like a separate ward. But when I was leaving the 30 people ward, I saw in my peripheral vision before I left the hospital, my mom was asking the nurse, can I have some boxes? And I'm like, what for? She was going to put the boxes under my father's bed and she was going to lie there. She was going to sleep there. I says, you know, I'm never going to let my mom experience that again. I'm going to make it my life's mission to provide for her in a way that she's never going to have to fall in line at 2 a.m. in the morning and sleep under someone's bed in a box.
That must be hard.
It was very hard, but I think it was a moment that I needed to experience that I really needed to know and see that and feel that in order for me to wake up and say that something needs to change, and that something means me leaving the country. And, one day bring my mom here, or me at least, and provide her a better life than what she got used to, and that the generations that come after me will never experience that again.
Yeah, you change everyone's life, like literally change it life.
Yes, yes. The first time that my mom, she got an accident during Christmas, so
Oh, sorry to hear that. Is she okay?
Oh no, this was like last Christmas. She was in a private hospital in a single ward private hospital. So to me, just seeing that, and she's no longer lining up at 2 a.m. That's like, okay, that's great.
No more boxes.
No more boxes, but it was I needed to experience that in order for me to really make a move.
Thanks for sharing that. That's a very touching and very inspiring story. Speaking of healthcare, Canada is famous for healthcare.
It is.
For the good and the bad. I don't know if you have been to the clinic or the hospital here.
I have experienced when my husband got into an accident at work. Yeah, so that was my first time trying out the healthcare. And then they took his x-rays and everything, gave him medicine and everything, blah, blah, blah. And we were waiting outside the lobby for like 30 minutes. And then the nurse asked us, why are you here still? And I'm like, aren't you gonna bill us or something? Because I was so used to that, right? And then they just says, no, it's free. You can go.
That is so cute. That's so cute. I love the story. Okay. What I'm getting at is, how a lot of people are complaining about the healthcare in Canada being broken and this, you have to wait for 13 hours and whatever.
Yeah.
What's your opinion about that?
I think it depends on the area. We're kind of overcrowded in Toronto right now, right? We're just filled with people. And currently, we also have to accommodate for our asylum seekers as well, the refugees as well. We are overcrowded. And like just earlier this morning, the news said it is now 20 hours waiting time for you to get into emergency care. So I think, that is insane, but it is probably most probably because we are overcrowded in this area now. There's not enough hospitals. And I have experienced that for myself because my husband and I are trying to get pregnant.
Oh,
and for me to schedule my family doctor, it took me a week to just get into her schedule. So I says, oh, that's pretty strange because then even a walk-in clinic is kind of impossible. So, yeah.
Well, it's Toronto. It's busy time there.
Yeah.
It's always busy there. But hey, it's free.
It is free. If you're here, your whole life has been spent here. Yeah, I see where you're at with like you hate the healthcare because there's something wrong with it.
Oh, I don't hate the healthcare. People hate it. I don't.
Oh, other people. I mean, the other people, especially the ones who are like here, born, raised,
Canadians.
everything. Canadians, I see why they wouldn't appreciate that because they've never seen the other side of the world. Or you line up for 3 days at 2 a.m. Right?
Sleeping on a box.
Sleeping on boxes.
Like, get out of here, bro. It drives me nuts. Does that make you grateful that you have that other side of perspective?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because every little thing is a gift. You definitely appreciate life more because you see what you already know what you don't have, and that you got because you're just in a very, very nice, privileged country.
Trust me, every day I'm grateful.
I am. Like, everybody's complaining about the traffic, and I'm like, oh my God, the snow is beautiful.
Speaking of traffic, I was stuck in traffic before I get home. And I was stuck, I drove for like an hour or something. And I always say like, yo, you're not in Manila.
I know, yeah.
It'll take you 3 hours.
Try commuting in Manila. It's insane.
That's one thing I'm grateful for. Sometimes, I'm privileged and I've been living here for a long time. And sometimes I forget. All I have to do is talk to one of my cousins and they'll be like, "Well, we don't know if we're gonna eat tomorrow or whatnot." I'm like, "Okay,"
I know, I see.
and I'll be like, "Yeah, okay, good. I am grateful."
You are now grounded.
I love that. Before you moved to Canada, though, what were you doing professionally?
Um, I was first a ground stewardess for Qatar Airways.
What is that?
It's the one who do the check-in agents.
Oh,
The
okay,
one
all right.
who issue your boarding passes in
Okay,
Manila
okay.
Airport. That's actually how I first got into voice acting because I used to announce the lost baggages and the missing people.
No way.
Yeah,
You're one
that
of
used to
those?
be I'm one of those people who say, passenger for QR 129, blah blah blah, you're missing.
That's
Please.
amazing.
That's where I first got into it. But I was that. And then unfortunately, it was just too much because I was working for 60 hours and only making 10,000 pesos a month. A month.
Oh my God, bro. You can't afford anything.
You can't. You really can't. And remember, I was with old people trying to support a family of old people and me and trying to pay bills. So I said, it's not sustainable. We look so pretty, though, in our
I love Qatar, yeah.
costumes,
Yeah, yeah.
and everything. We do in our high heels. We smile all the time. But, we were earning 200 and something dollars a month
Oof,
for
my
60
God.
hours a week, and it wasn't sustainable. So after that, I worked online, and I've been working online ever since. I've worked in different areas. I work in marketing, social media, content creation, and currently now I still work in marketing and I still do voice acting.
What do you mean online? Like you freelance?
Yes, I do freelance.
Okay. That takes balls, man.
Oh yeah, it was it so many people judged me for it because they don't understand what it means to be working online. They think I have an afam. Yeah, it's a common misconception in the Philippines where, if you have money and you're talking to English speaking people online, you're probably just dating a foreigner who's funding
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, it's like a sugar daddy.
Like a sugar daddy, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, you mentioned that you got into voice acting through the ground stewardess gig.
Yeah.
Who told you, like, yo, you got a beautiful voice, you should do voice acting?
Oh, nobody did. I just kind of figured it out myself. Like, oh, because I think it was when the moments began where I started announcing the missing people, and then other ground stewardesses would actually check on who was speaking. They checked on me and they were like, "Who is that?" And then they kept telling me I sounded like AI during those times. And that time it wasn't scary when you were told that you sounded AI. AI didn't exist. But they did say, like, you sound like a robot. Like this has been pre-recorded by a computer, so it sounds nice. And I'm like, really? And then I said, maybe I could earn something from this, or I can build a career out of this. So that's when it started. So do you know the Philippine National Railways, the PNR train?
I know of it, but I've never taken it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. It currently has my voice now.
Wow, that I actually know that
Yeah.
because I did some research. How did that work to be the voice of PNR?
It was just a passion project originally because so many people told me, oh, you know what? You sound like a robot. You sound like the person who speaks on a train. You sound like the person who speaks on an elevator. And I'm like, I want to be that elevator person. Why don't I? So I rode the PNR because my school was there. I studied in PUP and one of the stations was Santa Mesa. So I see the PNR all the time. For no reason at all, I just emailed them. It's actually on my YouTube channel, that whole journey of messaging them. I hunted down the CEO of the PNR and I says, yo, you know what? I'll cut you a deal. I'm trying to get my portfolio together. I'm going to give this for you for free.
Okay.
It was a real passion project. And lo and behold, they actually did reply and they says, for free, really? From a voice
free.
actor? I'm like, we're not going to complain. So I met with I think the project manager or something, met with her. And then she says, okay, we're going to accept your recordings, everything, blah, blah, blah. And then finally the trains came in with my voice and they invited me as a VIP, like member of the train community or like their party, and like now my voice is now there.
That's amazing. That's
So
amazing.
yeah, I feel very, very grateful because like I feel like I've contributed something to my country that
Hells yeah.
that will forever be immortalized.
Yeah, 100%. Unless they decide to change it. By the way, before your voice, what was the voice?
Um, just the train conductor. He was just speaking on the mic like that was the only thing they had earlier
That
on.
is okay. Did you write the script though?
I did.
Okay.
I did and I didn't because I only got that entire script from the safety regulations that PNR released on their website. But of course, it sounds very law-ish. So what I did, I took that and translated it into customer service train-ish.
Yeah, I got it.
So that's how I did it. So
Yeah.
I sort of didn't and I sort of did.
The only thing I didn't like about that is being a nationalistic, a little bit Filipino, is you see the English first and then the Tagalog after. Like, should
Yeah.
be Tagalog first, man.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't think about that. When we were in Japan, that is what it is. The Japanese first and then the English.
Yeah, but we're like, what we talking about earlier offline is like sometimes we have the tendency, Filipinos that lives in the Philippines that are, we, I don't know, maybe it's colonial mentality or whatever. Like we always prioritize English first.
Oh, I didn't think about it that way. I was thinking it's because we are such a in a language sense, we are sort of divided. You know, people from the Visayas region, they don't want to speak, like they don't speak Tagalog as much, and I can't understand Visayas language as well. So I thought maybe it was just a common ground. That's what I learned during university years because I got, classmates in university, they come from all different regions, north, south, the middleman. But a lot of times when I have a Visayas classmate, they would speak like they can't express themselves in Tagalog for me to understand. So what we'll do is we'll speak in a common tongue, English.
Yeah, but the train is in the Tagalog area, so speak Tagalog.
Yeah, I mean, that is true.
But yes, I love the Visayan language. I don't speak Visayan, obviously. I wish I learned a little bit, but just to dude, we have to learn English. We have to learn Visayan. That's why they're so lucky, like the Visayans and Ilocanos and whatnot, because they have three language automatic.
They're trilingual.
Trilingual. As we're like, I don't know if you Tagalog.
Yeah, Tagalog. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're Tagalog.
I'm Tagalog and then English. I'm like, bro, where's the
That's
other
the
one?
only thing we know. I know. I know what you mean.
I mean, my Tagalog is a deep Tagalog, like, because I'm from Rizal. It's not, because there's Tagalog and Filipino, right? But still, it's pretty much the same language.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is.
You mentioned your dad earlier. I know your dad is a big influence on you.
Yeah, he is.
I heard that he's the one that pushed you to be more creative.
Yes. Yes.
Was he a creative person?
Yeah, he was a musician. He was a he played 11 instruments. Yeah, he was in the strings instruments and the, what do you call that, air? The
Yeah.
blowing instruments.
What's the word?
There's a word for that. Yeah, like the wind
Horn.
instruments.
Wind,
or the
that's it,
horn.
wind.
The wind.
Wind.
So he was in strings and the wind instruments. So as early as age 3, he was teaching me how to do the piano. And pretty soon learned the guitar, the violin, the ukulele. But I stopped at strings. I didn't want the wind instruments at all. But he was a creative person. I don't know. I feel like it's tiring because it now involves physical effort. You need to now, right? I mean, the strings instruments. It's just your hands.
Yeah, but it's still effort. But I understand. I tried to join this like marching band once, and I was trying to saxophone. I was like, yo, I am not playing this thing.
I know it's gonna hurt your head.
Yeah. This is not going to happen. And then fast forward, my eldest plays alto saxophone.
Oh.
And I'm
So
like,
where did you
yo,
get that?
Probably from mom. Because it's not from me. But however, I can play guitar. I'm not a good. I only
Uh-huh.
learned because high school girls.
They love that. They love that.
Well, I tried, but then I figured there's 10,000 guys that knows how to play guitar.
And you only know one song too. And all of
D
you know that same song.
DAGA.
Exactly.
But no, I'm like, I didn't get into it. Was that your dad's main job as a musician?
Oh, he had two jobs in Dubai. His main job was actually drilling bowling balls for the rich people. That's a job, you know? I didn't know that at the time, but the company would be giving them bowling balls with no holes in it. And then the rich people from Dubai, they would come to his shop, and it wasn't his shop. He was an employee. They would come to the shop, and he would measure their fingers, and he would even like give an assessment on what type of weight of the ball that they need. And then he would drill the holes and pick the ball for them, and off they go.
Wow. Dude, I thought they're just a hole and then you put your fingers and then that's it.
It turns out, well, if you've been to a bowling alley recently, you should notice that like different balls has different sizes for the fingers and different weights.
They're just holes for me, okay?
Yeah.
I put my fingers and then I throw the ball. That's it. That's
That's
all I
it,
know about.
right?
Did
So
he
he's
play? Did he play though?
not professionally. He plays because he's in the industry, but nothing professional. So he would be in bowling and billiards as well. So for the billiards, he knows how to fix manual billiards.
Okay. You said that you grew up in Dubai up
Yeah.
to what, grade six? Which
Yeah, grade school. Grade
grade
6.
school. And then you moved to the Philippines. How was that experience?
Oh, it was fun. At first I remember I told you earlier on that the education in the other countries were just far more advanced. So they saw that. They actually gave me an assessment and they said, you need to be 2 to 3 levels higher. But I was so young because for me, I was just the same age as my peers. So they gave me an exam. It consisted of math, science, English, and Tagalog and Filipino in the Filipino language. I passed all three except Filipino because I know shit nothing about They were asking me normal questions a first grader would know, like what is manga? Or what is, I did not know that because I've never learned Filipino my entire life because I was studying in an international school. We were studying in complete English, UK curriculum. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what it was pang-abay. I didn't know, until now, I don't even know what that
I
is.
still don't know what pang-abay is, okay?
Yeah, see, I know. We never learned. But anyway, because I didn't pass, they didn't accelerate me and I stayed with my peers, which is actually for me is great because if I had studied 2 more levels higher than that, I would get stuck at Filipino and I would be dumb, like dumb about the Philippine history because I'm so glad that I took everything that I needed to take, at least to learn about a little bit about the Philippines. But my first day was the most enjoyable about my school because I think they introduced, like I was late for school because school in the Philippines starts at June, whereas the others in the world starts at September. Or at least in my time. And so I was very late, like 2 months late to go to school for the Philippines. So I went anyway. And I think the teachers kind of knew that I was coming in because they were accepting a new international student, blah, 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 blah. So they prepared the entire class of my forthcoming. They said, there's a woman coming in from way from Dubai. She knows no Tagalog, which is completely untrue because I grew up with my parents speaking to me in complete Tagalog, so I wouldn't forget in the household.
That's awesome.
I would speak English in school, but at home it would be pure Tagalog. So I
And you
know.
speak Tagalog at home?
And I speak
Okay.
Tagalog at home.
Okay.
And then, but my teachers made it to the entire class. They're like, I didn't speak any Tagalog at all. So I came there and then everybody was talking to me in English. And I thought, oh, this is an English school. I didn't realize that. so everybody was like, "Hey, how are you? Where you from? Do you know where you live?" Like they were like that to me, and I said, "Oh, this is cool. I didn't know the people in the Philippines had English schools." And so for like the entire week, they were speaking to me in pure English, not knowing that they can speak Tagalog also. And at the end of the week, homeroom teacher comes in and she asks me, "Hey, Vivian, kumusta ka? Kamusta yung linggo mo?" And I completely answered, "Okay na okay po. Sobrang bait." Like, I was saying, "Sobrang bait po ng mga classmates ko," which meant like my classmates are so great. And then the whole class looks at me like, she speaks Tagalog all along.
They're like, this fucking bro, I'm dying over here, man.
Blood's been running down through my nose the entire week. Never, and then they were like, "You speak Tagalog," and like, "You guys speak Tagalog too?" I thought you only spoke English.
That's funny.
So great
That's
experience.
awesome. Okay, of course you're like the special. Oh, she's from Dubai, blah blah blah. Was there like some hate towards you? Like, oh, look at this fancy manshake from Dubai.
I don't think so, because we were at a young age where that didn't matter. You know, we're at that preteen moment where those things doesn't really matter as much, as long as there's a new playmate kind of thing, right?
You went to the good school, because I promise
Do you
you,
think
in my
so?
school, yeah, I remember we had these two Koreans that went to our school, and they only go to the English class because they want to learn English, you know. And even then, I was decent in English, you know. I can carry a conversation, and they like me because they can converse with me. But my friends are idiots. They're teaching them, you know, the swearing and
Yeah.
whatever else, you know.
That's how you do it with foreigners, right?
I don't teach them the. I was just conversing with them, and then the girl starts getting mad at me. They're like, "Oh, you're teaching them the bad words, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Yo, I ain't doing nothing. I'm just talking to them. These guys are teaching them." So the next day, I'm like, "You know what? Screw this. I don't want to sit on the same spot." I sat down like far away, like the back of the room. So they sat down to the same spot where I was supposed to be, and they're like looking for me, you know. I'm like, "Hey, where's
Aw,
Aaron?"
that's so sad.
I'm like, "Where's Aaron?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm here because I get in trouble from the girls because of you, because I'm teaching you guys." And then you know what happened? The teacher forced me to sit beside him. No, you have to sit with him. I'm like, all right, cool. But you know, people gets jealous.
Oh, maybe I didn't know about that because I was in that position. I mean, the Koreans wouldn't necessarily know what was going on, I would think.
I don't think they can.
Right?
They just walk in.
Exactly. I guess for me, that was my point of view as well. Like, I don't think I care because I just got here. You know, maybe it was the same thing that I was experiencing. So maybe there was, and I was completely oblivious.
Maybe.
I did experience bullying. Because I was from Dubai, they always called me a camel for no reason. Crazy. So like that became my nickname. Oh, look, the camel's coming. So, but to me, I just, there are no camels where I live, you know? I mean, they're like far away, but you know, you guys wouldn't know. So you know what? Go ahead.
Yeah. Did it bother you?
No, not really. Not as much. Not as much.
Because I remember I was listening to your podcast, Yennybelles Talks, which is awesome. Breakfast Talk with Yennybelles, which I love. It's so professional, by the way. I was listening to you. I'm like, yo, I could never do that. I'm just like, anyways, what I'm trying to get at is one of the episodes that you did was the comment from your family or friends that like you reach all this amazing thing, you graduate college, this and that. And then the first time you saw them and they made a comment, tumaba ka.
Oh, yeah.
Which means you got fat. How did that affect you?
Well, it's annoying. It's annoying. Very annoying. Like, it's so, like I said in that same podcast where I can't believe that's the only thing you guys noticed. You know, I don't want to say, I don't know if you guys are that shallow and I just didn't notice, or you're just jealous.
Yeah.
So, but it is, but I learned that it is like a Filipino trait.
Yeah.
Like it's so common. It's so common. But when me and my husband went for a vacation like 3 months ago, I guess it's because we've been here for like 3 years now that it's unusual for you to hear that in Canada. Like people be like, you in the Philippines, when I had colored hair, they would think I'm so weird. Here, when I had colored hair, one woman, I swear you not, one woman was chasing the bus where I was at just to shout, "Your hair looks good." And like, oh, what? That's so sweet.
Yeah, that is sweet.
But everybody appreciates the creativity here. Everybody appreciates your individual personality. Unlike in the Philippines, you're supposed to act a certain way. So when me and my husband went back for a vacation, and they all kept saying the same things. Oh my God, tumaba ka, you're so fat now, and I can't believe you're blonde. It's so weird for you to everything. It doesn't affect me as much as it did anymore. Because now I've grown in a place where like it didn't matter. They're looking at you because you're a person, you have your individual creativity, you have something to offer. In the Philippines, they're not that way. I don't know why though.
It's collectivism. We're very
Collectivism.
collective. Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
It's the idea of you have to be with us or else we're not going to survive.
Uh-huh.
Like
Oh.
it's group thinking, like because we're from small villages. We have to stick together. You cannot be doing anything weird. You cannot color your hair different because that's not the rule of the group.
Oh.
But in the West, it's very individualistic. So you can color your hair blonde if you want to. You can color it purple if you want to. You can have ear piercing, and you'll be like, oh yeah, she's trying to express herself.
Express yourself.
Yeah, but in the Philippines, you can't.
I never saw it that way.
Hey, listen, I probably mistake that. You might have to read something because I shoot from the hip. I just talk. I don't think.
No, it's good. It's good because it's the first time I've heard a different take on that. Because when I talk to that with other people, they always say it's because of crab mentality.
That's a little bit of it
Right?
too, obviously. Yeah, like I don't. But crab mentality is, I would think it's based from collectivism. You cannot go. Oh, you cannot go to Canada. It's dangerous there. You have to stay with us.
Yeah. I see what you're at. I see.
We need to stick together, or we're not gonna survive.
And anybody that looks different isn't part of us.
Exactly.
Kind of thinking. I see.
Exactly. However, when you say about the you got fat comment, it is one of our. I'm split on this because this is our culture to say someone that you got fat. For me, sometimes it's just a comment because I don't know if you know, but back in the days in the Philippines, I don't know, before the Spanish or whatever, if you're chunky, if you're fat, it means you're rich.
I
'Cause
do
you
know
got
about, yeah, like
you
the
got food,
people
right?
who owned the rice and
Rice field.
everything, the rice
Yeah.
fields, and they would get fat, and that is a sign of wealth.
Yeah, exactly. So that's based on that. So it's actually a compliment to say you got fat.
Oh, okay.
But if you put the Western idea of you got fat, making fun of me, that's when the clash. I feel like the clash of culture is like you're Filipino and you're thinking a Western way, like oh no, like you're attacking me. Yes, sometimes it is an attack, but sometimes we're like, eh. I remember the first time I dated my wife. She's Canadian.
Okay.
I told her, I said, yo, we're going to my family. Someone might say something about your weight. Do not take it offense. It's just a comment because I promise you the next line will say, have you eaten? Right? It's the way. It's like, oh, tumaba ka, kumain ka na ba? Like it doesn't make sense, but that's how they do it. But for me, it's like the Western idea of like, oh, they say that, and then they tell me to eat. Like, yeah, because you're looking at it in a Western lens. You're not looking at it as a Filipino lens. Because you know how we show love, food, 100%.
Hospitality.
We
and
don't even say
everything.
hi. We don't know how to say hi. How do we say hi?
Kain ka.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
They like come here, eat or drink or whatever. We don't even say, if you walk in a Filipino house, they would not say hi to you.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. They would
Def-
like completely say, "Come in, come in, come in. You should sit down. What do you want? Coffee,
yeah,
bread, whatever. We'll offer you whatever we have in the fridge."
yeah, exactly. Anyways, I want to ask this question, going back to your voiceover thing. What's the weirdest offer that you have ever offered to doing a voiceover?
The weirdest. I don't. I have so many weirdest things, but I must say there are some sexual content. I think it's the same for a lot of creative people that they're like, I would say, like digital artists. I talked to my friend about this before, and I told her about how some men would ask me to say certain lines and then just in a very sexual way.
No
And
way.
they would pay like 5-10 times more.
Girl, go get that cash, girl.
I know, because and to me it's like it's fine because they don't see my face. I don't show my face at all. It's completely just voice. I guess now that I think about it, the weirdest one that I had this client whose girlfriend passed away. It was so sad. And he asked, and then he found me on my website and he says, "You sound so much like my girlfriend." She gave me a letter before she left the world because she had cancer or something. Can I read it in her voice? And he showed me some videos that he and his girlfriend had. And I tried to match the cadence of the girl and how she spoke and how, because you're a voice actor, you kind of, you just have that talent of just like absorbing the soul of whoever you want and blah, blah, blah. And then I spoke that. And I guess that would be for me, would be weird for me because you're trying to say to me, it's can you speak in a dead girl's voice? I feel like that couldn't be replicated at all. But I wouldn't say it would be weird in a. I'm trying to say that as like a compliment. Like I think that's the strangest request I've ever had.
Yeah, I'd say strange, not weird.
Not
I
weird.
would say that too. That reminds me of that Black Mirror episode. There's
Which one of that? I love
the one
Black
that
Mirror.
the boyfriend passed away, and then she was talking on the phone with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Something like that. Obviously yours is recorded. You cannot retort to him.
Yeah.
But what if he offer you like, "Yo, girl, I gotta call you every hour, like 1 hour
Oh no,
every day."
I wouldn't, because that would be so disrespectful, right?
Well, what if it's like big cash? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, my morals are strong. My morals are strong, but definitely those sexual content. I do get those once in a while, and I always say yes because there's cash in that, and
Okay,
even
wait,
my artist
what,
friends.
What do you mean, like sexual contact? Like you just have to say something and then that's it?
It's therapeutic, so it's more on a meditation type. It's a meditation script, but the script that you're reading is more on empowering the man who's hearing your voice.
I get it. You're like, oh, you're so big.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Oh my God.
It is. It is.
Hey, secure the bag, girl. Secure the
Secure it.
bag.
I'm not showing my face. It's just my voice. I could easily say that's not me.
Hey, they can say whatever they want to say. They're not paying your bills.
They ain't.
You know what I'm saying? That is so. So, other than with your voiceover and you do other creative things, how do you find the balance?
Oh, I go out and eat during the weekend. Definitely my husband is my balancing. Like he balances me so because I work at home. So I work at home. I do my content at home and I also play at home. So 16 hours a day. Easily I'll be in front of my computer because every aspect of my life revolves around the computer. So during the weekends, I completely shut off. No one could message me. I just look at my Instagram maybe once in a while, but never for work. And my husband would bring me to different places and he would balance. That would be my balance.
How about social life?
Oh, It's mostly online friends. I'm not a very social person. I don't enjoy loud parties.
Well, you don't need to go to party. At least you can have one or two friends.
Oh yeah, we have one or two friends. Well, it's mostly my husband's friends because, like I said, I work
Those are not your
online.
friends, I promise you.
I know, but I work online. I do everything online. You don't really meet people by staying online.
Yeah.
I have to really go out. But then I don't have office mates, right? Like physically to bond with, to tell my stories with. Even the things that I do creatively will really make me isolated. So, but you're definitely right. The first few years of me being in Canada, because I was away from my mom, and now I'm completely here in Canada without her, and which means everything is online, and my husband goes to work like, I don't know, 10 hours a day. I was depressed for like a good year or two. And my husband would come home, and I was like, every time he comes home, I'd be crying. Crying, and he was like, I'm so sorry you're feeling this way. And then he bought me so many stuffed animals because he's trying, because I don't know, he was trying to find, he was doing his best.
Yeah.
He was doing his best. But I
What a
think what
sweetheart.
really, yeah, he's the best. He really is. And I think the best solution to everything, because now I'm not feeling that way anymore, I got a dog. I don't know if you heard him like barking right next to me earlier on, but he definitely saved me a lot this time.
That's awesome. Where do you find inspiration for your contents?
People and things, definitely. I see beauty in everywhere. I think you know this too. As a content creator, you tend to look at things more appreciatively than a normal person would. I think so. Because you see everything, and you're an artist. You mentioned to me earlier on, you're doing art.
I
And
like to think I am, but I don't call myself an
even
artist.
though, if you do art, you look at things very differently because you tend to see, how does the snow fall from the roof? How does the flower sway in the wind? Or how, it's one of those things. And as a content creator, I look at everything, and there's always content. So merely me, for example, I'm just trying to pour milk in my glass, right? I'm just trying to pour milk. That small moment of me pouring milk will take me so much imagination. I would think about the truck driver who got my milk here. I would think about the cow and the person who was milking the cow, or actually even maybe not. Maybe it was a machine because I
It's a
saw
machine now.
it's a machine now.
They
But the
just boop,
people,
boop.
yeah, they just line up the cows now. But the people who do that as well. And then those people going back to their homes after milking the cow, you know, now it becomes a whole new appreciation for just me pouring my milk. And I'm just talking about the milk. I'm not even done with like, oh my God, who did my glass? So that's the inspiration, everything. How beautiful people like you. Like you have yes. You have a podcast that talks about immigrants. And I bet there's a passion behind that as to why are you sharing our story? Why is it? Because you saw inspiration somewhere.
I just love talking to people.
Still, what?
One on one, not parties.
But why would you like talking to people? Because
I
you
love
see some,
stories.
you love stories because you
Yeah.
find something beautiful about the people.
Yeah.
And so when you ask me, where do you get inspiration? Inspiration is everywhere when you're doing art, when you're doing content. It's everywhere. You look at something and you're like, oh my God, everything around me is so beautiful.
Amen. Do you deliberately create videos with the intention of making it viral?
No, not at all. My intention is to share the story. And if it goes viral, I don't even think about virality as much. It just happens sometimes. But no, it's for me, my core is to just post a story because I love telling stories. I'm very talkative when I'm one-on-one interviews like this, but as well as I love giving value to other people as well. Maybe they need to learn something. I want to give that to them. So that is my reason. Even if one person just likes it, even if one person just says, "Oh, I want to learn that as well, blah, blah, blah. That is enough for me. That is the only thing I want.
I
Sharing
love that
stories.
I love that you said that. So I do also have a YouTube channel, but I don't show my face because I'm not pretty like you.
You don't need to be pretty for a YouTube channel.
Anyways, I do have some
Anyway.
videos there, but I have one listener on YouTube. Her name is Helen W. Shout out, this girl or woman or whatever. Yo, this woman I appreciate. She always comments, puts heart, put likes. I'm like, yo, girl, I got you, girl. I got you this
Right?
week.
It doesn't even matter about like the money that comes with, quote, quote, content creation. It doesn't even matter. As long as there's just one person you touch with the things that you create, that's like enough, isn't it?
That's it. It's just like,
That's
but
it.
also interviewing people, I start having like friends online, like, which is, I'm so grateful for, like,
A platform.
if I go to New York, I know people there. I'm going to be all right there. If I go to, I don't know, even in London, I could go there and I will be taken care of. I know. That's one thing I love about it. Somebody mentioned to me when I starting this was, oh, you're creating a what's the word? When people are connected.
A network.
I told you I'm not that smart. Network.
A network. Okay.
Network, and I'm like, I never thought of it that way, but I guess so. Technically, I am creating a network, but like you said, like, we create things because we create things, not because, oh, I might get something from it.
No, no, no.
But okay, of course, we also want people to see our creations. Do you still feel heartbroken when you post a video that you spend so much time or whatever it is, and then you get like one like?
I mean, I used to, but it's no longer like that. I mean, I've been doing content creation for like 9 years now. Started on YouTube and then just evolved everywhere else. I used to be so hurt by that because, oh my god, I spent so much time creating this masterpiece, and I've been rewatching it by myself, and sometimes that view is just me.
And
and
then you watch it
nobody's.
again and then become Stu because it was you again.
No, it was me again.
That's
No, I don't
funny.
get hurt by that anymore because I've changed how I look at why I post things. I guess it's the purpose. Like you said, an artist will create art not because they're going to sell it. Sometimes you just like drawing while you're at a coffee shop for no absolute reason. Right? And that's the thing with content creation as well. Sometimes we just want to create because we just can't stand all these ideas in our head and nobody is seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I used to write a lot, and sometimes I'm not even thinking. I'm literally sitting down watching, I don't know, a cupcake show, and then this poem will come to me, and I'm like, oh shit, I have to write this now. I have no choice. And I have to get up, write it down, because I have no choice anyway.
Yeah, because you're just going to suffer, man, if you just keep it to yourself. You have to release it somehow. And for me, that's content creation for me. Like, I saw this restaurant. It's so beautiful. It has these Filipino products and it has this Filipino owner and so many people are eating it. So many, like, I have to make a video about it. It's great. And that's it.
Where do you think inspiration's from? Do you think it's from the divine or it's from you?
Oh, I think it's from all within us, the way we see things. I think that's where inspiration comes from.
Okay. Yeah. Because sometimes you're just like sitting down, you're not doing anything, and just it comes in and
It
it
comes.
just envelops you, and you're like, it's like this fire inside you that I have to do this, or else
You
I
have
don't
to
know.
finish it.
You feel like you're gonna die or something.
Oh my gosh. That is exactly what I keep saying. It feels like you're gonna explode if you just don't release it. And other people who are not in the content creation space, they don't get that. They think we're doing these TikToks to get viral. We're doing this, if I wanted to go viral, I would have been just naked on a TikTok. That's what they think. They all think it's about the views. They all think it's about monetization. That comes naturally. But we're just creating because we want to create. That's all.
Yeah. It's this is what we do, and if there's some money that comes in, that's awesome. If not, well, you know what? I'm gonna do this anyway.
Anyway,
You know,
exactly.
I was listening to one of the podcasts. I don't know. I forgot which one it was, but the guy said, if you want to know what you really love to do, is ask yourself, if you're the only person in the world, would you still do it?
Oh, that's a great insight.
Like, would you still create? Would you still write? Would you still lift weights? Would you, whatever you do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna still write because I think I have no choice. Because when it comes in anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the podcast is not.
It's not
It's
feasible
not gonna
because of
work. Yeah,
if there's
because
nobody there.
to talk to. But however, I could still do podcasts by myself.
I think it's the same for me. I think I would still have stories to tell. Because earlier on, I was telling you about. Do you notice how the snow falls from the roof, or the flowers sway in the wind? Isn't it beautiful? I think that alone, even if I was the only person in the world, I would still see that and be like, "That is crazy. That's beautiful."
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that because you have no choice as a creative. It just it happens.
It happens.
Looking ahead, are there any upcoming projects or themes you're excited to explore?
Oh yeah. Currently, I have a separate Facebook page right now. I'm not as much promoting it because it's more about teaching the Filipinos how to get to Canada. Because I was in that, I feel like you become the hero you needed. There's one of those things. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's currently at like 41,000 followers now.
Congratulations.
It exploded because I don't know why. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to that, growing that and seeing how I could help more people. I think it's more of helping. And right now on my Instagram, my views, like my core principles changed from I'm just creating content to I also want to help other people blow up. I also want to help other people, other businesses be exposed, because now you're looking at it in the eyes of a new immigrant. So everything that I taste, everything that I experience is really just genuine because I've never seen it before. So if I don't like a product, I would actually say it on my vlog. So businesses have been like messaging me, and I choose carefully which ones I work with. So in the next few weeks, there would be different restaurants that are, it's actually happening right now. I started with Bao Mama, if you watched that video. And in the next few weeks, there will be more upcoming restaurants that I was fortunate enough to be experiencing and interviewing the people behind the scenes. So in hopes of not just me sharing my experience, but also sharing the story, of the beautiful people who built that establishment.
Do you get the free food?
Yes, I did get free food, but even if I did, there are some restaurants that I was offered some free food. I would honestly word it in a way, not very rude. If I didn't like the food, I would not say, "Oh my God, it tastes so good." I'm not going to be like that. I would say it's affordable. It's great,
Yeah, that's your
but
Canadian side.
because you can't. I mean, these. I mean, for me, I'm just like, oh my God, these people just offered me free food, and now I'm gonna say,
Yeah, bro, if it's garbage, I'm like, yo, this is garbage, bro. You
yeah,
know? But yeah, that's you're slowly becoming Canadian.
yes, I am. I guess I am slowly experiencing what it is to become Canadian.
Yeah, it's a beauty. It's a beautiful thing. You're gonna get a lot of hate from it, but it's a beautiful thing. I remember it. I still remember the moment when it happened to me, like the
Can you tell me?
exact moment. Because I've been living here for a long time, and then, I've struggled with this question like, are you Canadian? Are you Filipino?
Are you
Whatever,
Filipino? Yeah.
you know. And I don't know if you remember. Well, you weren't here. I don't think you're here. But they call it the golden goal when the Canadian hockey team won the gold in Vancouver, and I was
Okay.
watching the whole time the game the whole time they're playing, and Sidney Crosby scored the goal, and I was just jumping like, Like we just won the gold, and I just stopped to myself, I'm like, oh
Who
shit,
am I?
I'm like, who is like? I don't even care about hockey. I don't care about hockey, man. But why am I so happy for Canada? And I just realized, oh shit, I'm Canadian.
I am Canadian.
So that's it. Like, but if people ask me like, are you Canadian? Are you Filipino? I'm like, well, I'm ethnically Filipino, but I'm also Canadian. I'm like, it's like water.
Yeah.
Like if I'm with Filipinos, oh, I'm Filipino. I
I'm
would be like thick accent and everything. I change up my accent.
change up your attitude, change
Yeah,
up the humor. Yeah.
exactly, which I love and I miss. But yeah. Anyways, I think we're there. Before we close out, do you have any last remarks or anything you would like to say?
Please do listen and subscribe to An Immigrant's Life and
Ah,
see the beauty of, the immigrants here in Canada or wherever you are in the world, and see the duality of our personalities clash and collide together, and see that beauty of how we speak, how our minds think, and how weird it is we are in this like limbo state of being one or the other, but not both at the same time.
thank you
That's
so
it.
much. That's very so kind of you. Before we close out, why don't you say if you want to promote anything or your handle or your Facebook? Say the Facebook. Why are you not
Yeah.
saying the Facebook?
I'm sorry. I just feel so shy because this is your podcast. But thank you. Okay. If you want to check out all my links to my Facebook, even my business pages, if you want to order voiceover from me, if you need to contact me as a business owner that needs some promotion or anything, you can just find all of those links at www.yennybelles.com, or that's www.yennybelles.com, and find all of my links there.
Excellent. Yenny, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for inviting me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Good evening.
Bye. Again, Yenny, thank you for coming on the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, listeners, for listening. This is Aaron Del Yosa for An Immigrant's Life. I'll see you guys later.